Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Ked Kelly back with our first video for NBA 2k24. Today is our first installment of our For Dummies series. You're not a dummy, I'm not a dummy. This is for new players, existing players, and anybody trying to play the game. And today we'll be breaking down the MyTeam 2K blog that actually dropped today. We'll talk about what to expect, what not to expect, and just breaking it down for anybody who's interested in the game mode. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share the video with the homie, and thank you guys so much for visiting my channel. It is your boy Ked.
Jade, I'm about to drop it.
Oh my god. So I've read through this blog a couple times, so I have a pretty good idea of what we'll be learning today. So first and foremost, they've changed MyTeam completely. There's so many changes that they made this year that can either kind of make or break the game, but I can most definitely tell you this will be an interesting MyTeam experience for everybody. Competitive players, casual players, new players, existing players. Overall, this will never be the same MyTeam that we had in previous years. MyTeam points and launch gym colors. Now, in this whole entire first little paragraph, this is the most important thing that they changed. First changes were made to the core currency in the mode, MyTeam points. For anybody that doesn't understand what MyTeam points, aka what MT is, it was the currency that you earn for each game mode that you played, and also how you bought cards in previous years. MTP earn rates for all modes have been greatly improved, basically double for most MyTeam players. Wow, can we go ahead and just give them let's give them a round of applause, man. Wow, that's gas, bro, because I was tired of playing MyTeam games and only getting, upward of 500 to 1,000 MT. So I'm guessing we're probably making like 5,000, 10,000. It's not going to be anything too crazy. 2K ain't going to give us too much, but one thing's for certain, it's going to be more than before, and that within itself is a W. This year is all about giving more value to MyTeam players, and it need to start with MTP coming from more games played or just from games played. And honestly, bro, that is great because now you actually get value from playing the game. I hated playing the game and not being able to earn the points to kind of suffice for what you needed to keep on playing competitively or just keep on having fun overall. Now let's talk launch gym colors and just gym colors in general. So if you're new to MyTeam and you don't understand what gym colors are, let me go ahead and show you for each player card. Now in previous years, they had gold, emerald, sapphire, ruby, onyx, aka free agent cards, amethyst, diamond, pink diamond, galaxy opal, and dark matter. Now what does this mean to you? I'll go ahead and show you a gold card here. All these cards are what you earn pretty much at the beginning of the seasons. 79 overall, 76 is not the best stats, but these are like some of your base cards you'll be receiving, obviously lower overall. And as you move up, we'll go to emerald, 83s, 82s, sapphires, 86s, 85s, and we can just keep on going up to kind of give you an idea. 89s for the rubies. Each gym tier you go up, the better the cards get, ultimately meaning their stats get better, and so on and so forth. With that being said, the most important thing to pull from this second paragraph is this. In season 1 and season 2 as well, the top rewards in MyTeam will max out at diamond, and there will only be a handful of these available in season 1. So in previous years of 2K, 2K23, 2K22, in MyTeam specifically, you could normally earn a pink diamond card in season 1. It'd either be like a level 40, a limited reward, various different things like that. But it sounds like, well, obviously it doesn't just sound like it is, that season 1 and season 2, the best cards that we'll be able to get are only going to be diamonds, which is actually an absolute W, and here's why. Now that adds value to all the different cards that we earned throughout the first 2 seasons. It was such a bummer in previous years getting all these cards, earning, your rubies, your sapphires, and getting really good with them, just for them to be outdated by the end of the first season. Now, with this being said, it adds more value to the cards and also the longevity of the cards that we have. So instead of just getting a card and it instantly gets outdated, now our cards will have more value, thus probably staying on our teams a lot longer. And ultimately, this is another W. 2K is really not trying to drop the ball, man, and I really do applaud them for that. Now, in the last portion of this first section of the Courtside report, 2K just kind of giving us a whole overall breakdown of how season 1 and maybe even season 2 will kind of work. First and foremost, like we said before, diamonds are going to be the best cards in the first 2 seasons, 92 and 94 overall. Now all of our cards will get a little bit more time to shine, which I think overall is great. Of course, 2K gonna tell you to spend the money, so if you're not getting the Black Mamba edition, you're gonna be missing out on this option pack here. What this option pack here will kind of give you, what it will give you will be amethyst, ruby cards, and 3 sapphire cards. And what that kind of means to you is most players, when you start off in the game, you'll get a lot of golds and basically cards that really aren't that good. So if you do spend the extra money, you'll start out with a lot of good cards to start off, making your MyTeam grind that much easier. But yes, the entry level price for that will be a little bit high. Do I think you need it? Not necessarily. Like, it's not going to be the most important thing, but if you're trying to play at the highest level, or if you're a content creator, you will see some value there, because that way you'll get a lot of good cards to kind of start off, thus helping you grind a little bit easier. But one thing I did want to highlight is this right here. Let me re-highlight that. In season 1, the Ruby Giannis Antetokounmpo that comes with the Pro Pass and Hall of Fame Pass make for incredible value in MyTeam, especially with Hall of Fame limited range badge coupled with it. So if you're gonna be, I'm not sure if you guys know about the new pass season that 2K will do. I'll probably go over this in a different video. Pretty much there will be like battle passes for each season. And this battle pass, it seems like one of the highlights will be the Ruby Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's not available if you're not spending money. So if you are spending money and you get the Pro or the Hall of Fame Pass, you will have access to this Giannis, and if you're not, unfortunately you will not get him. But rest assured though, this is what they say in the next line. Let me see. The free pass season level reward will surpass all these with a diamond player at level 40, plus amethyst, ruby, and other player cards to improve your lineup in season 1. So they're saying this, look, if you spend some money, you'll get Giannis pretty early, and Giannis is obviously one of the best cards in MyTeam based off his player build, and he's just dominant in real life, so he's dominant in the game as well. But look, if you're not spending any money, you don't have to grind because you have to hit level 40, but there are some cards in there for you to obviously help yourself fend against the guys who's out here spending money, which is good. There's a little bit of balance, and you know, it's a business thing, so we can't really talk too much about it. But at the end of the day, man, it seems like the money spent and the no money spent community are gonna, you know, we're gonna hash it out. We're gonna see what it is, man. So make sure you guys are on your grind, and so far this is a W. Now, the new player market. This is one of the biggest changes 2K has done, and this has really changed the whole entire format, the structure of MyTeam. I read through this and I'm actually mind blown. So the first thing I want to tell you guys about is going to be the auction house. So in previous years, the way you got cards by going to the auction house, other players would earn these cards by opening packs, blah, 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 whatever it may have been. And then they would put them up in the auction for you to be able to buy them at whatever MT value they seemed right, or whatever the market kind of was. So to give you an example, they could be selling cards, amethyst cards for, you know, 10K, 1K. You could buy it out now. Where's it buy now? Yeah, for like 2,300. So pretty much you will earn these cards, you will put them up in the auction, people will be able to buy them from you. Well, that's absolutely gone now. There is no auction house. They have completely taken it out the game. So this year, 2K is going to be introducing the player market. And to kind of give us a good idea of what this is, this year we're introducing the player market, a new market that will grant access to almost any player card available. However, season mode, the other player reward cards will still only be available by earning them. So what this means is pretty much almost every single card in the game will not be necessarily be behind a paywall, or you need to open up packs. They'll be available through the player market. That doesn't mean, like, you know, the reward cards. And to kind of give you an idea of what a reward card is, hopefully I have some of my no money spend account. I didn't really grind this account out like that, but let me see. Yeah, so this will kind of be like an example of a reward, like a reward card right here. Like you had to do challenges to be able to get this Fred Jones, this Steve Kerr. So those cards will only be season specific. So you have to do whatever challenges, game whatever, to be able to get these cards. But other cards throughout the season, let's say for example, like this limitless that we have here, all these cards will not be only available through the market or through the auction house. Now these will be available for everybody through what's called the player market now, which is going to be very interesting. Like, we really can't dive too deep into it because we won't see what it is as of yet. But once we are able to, most definitely we'll have that video out for you guys. So 2K kind of gives us an idea as to why they made this change, and this is really, honestly, this is great for a lot of people, like especially people who don't spend money on the game. Community feedback is in action here. In previous years, the best cards in the game were only directly available through the auction house at NT prices that could feel unobtainable, with great budget fines coming at a detriment of players who listed the player cards at that price. So pretty much in previous years of 2K, if you wanted the best cards in the game, you had to be spending them coins. If you didn't have the coins, you had to get the VC. And if you just don't have money in real life, and like, you know, you don't want to invest your money into a game, which honestly is a great idea, it just felt like it was impossible to get a good team. Now with this new player market, it seems like 2K is taking a different approach. It's still going to be MT and VC, but every single card is going to be kind of controlled by them, like in regards to their value. I'm not sure if this is going to be great because perspective, right? if a player like myself could kind of dictate, oh, this card is good, I'm gonna sell them for this value, imagine what 2K could do. I'm sure they're gonna be fair, like, I'm gonna give 2K the benefit of the doubt, but for those cards that they know are gonna be, game changers, they could just hike up the MT or the VC price for them. Thus, it's still kind of the same thing in my opinion, but at the end of the day, you know what? All cards are available to everybody. However you can obtain them, please go about doing it in a way that makes sense to you. This will be an interesting change. Obviously, when we go deeper into the season, we'll talk more about it in other videos, but this is interesting. This is more fair. I can say it is more fair, and I'm here for it. Look, I'm gonna be dropping videos regardless. Make sure y'all come back. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Oh my gosh, 2K has changed the game. In previous years, the only way to get a card was via buying VC or earning MT through playing the game. Now, can we please get a RIP to all the MT sellers in the comment section? Oh my gosh, 2K has just changed the game. So in previous years, there are these companies that would have, like, I'm not sure how they did it. They used to sell MT. I myself, I got banned for buying it last year. And first thing I'll say is, don't buy MT, y'all. There's just no point in doing it. I did it for my first time and I got banned for it. That's besides the point, all right? You can now buy the MT directly through 2K. Now, first off, let me give them a round of applause for that, because, bruh, why were we not doing this to start off, 2K? Why were we not doing this to start off, bro? Why were y'all making me go through these third-party companies to buy this MT just to enjoy y'all game? I'm happy we have a whole structural change, but y'all selling it, it's a little bit suspicious. I feel like y'all was selling the MT in the first place. Hey, that's the discussion for a different time, man. But look, for those cards that you guys are trying to get, if you guys don't have the VC, you guys can now buy the MT to be able to get those cards. And ultimately, that is a W. That is all highlighted in the section here. So for example, if you find yourself short on MT for a card you really want, NBA2k24 now allows you to bridge the gap through the purchase of MT for the first time ever. You can now buy MT through 2K and not get banned. Oh my gosh. www.2kreallytryingtowin.com. Oh my gosh, bro, this is a W. This is really, you know what? I'm happy. You see how they put all this at the top? Because these were some of the biggest concerns with a lot of the different content creators that play the game. Them addressing this is great. So another interesting change that 2K has made is they have now introduced something called the deal of the day, which you see right here. They also give you some little hidden gems here. It looks like legendary path will be one of the things that we can collect going into NBA 2k24. But besides that, the deal of the day is obviously within what the name says. There will be a different deal of the day for cards that they release or cards that we're trying to get in our collection. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled so you guys can fill out your collections or get cards that'll make your team a little bit better. I'll be doing a collector series, so my goal is to collect all the cards and ultimately be the best collector there is on 2K for this year. So I'll be most definitely staying up to date with this, but ultimately different deal, different days. Make sure you guys keep your eyes open. This will be a great way to fill out your collection. So now one hidden gem in this portion of the blog where we see this nice little Patrick Ewing MyTeam 2K day card, which will obviously be a set, will be what they did. So being able to directly add player cards to your collection goes hand in hand with also being able to sell them back for MyTeam points. To put it clearly, the amount of MyTeam points you can get for quick selling a card is at the highest it's ever been in MyTeam. At launch, Ruby cards like 2K Day Patrick Ewing will be one of the best cards available, but it can be sold for 25,000 MyTeam points. Even the value can be increased. We don't know how they can do that yet. But to give you an example, this card going for 28,000 is crazy, because I'll show you guys on NBA 2k23. I have a Ruby card right here, this Georges Niang. Hopefully I said his name right, excuse me. Most definitely, I'm sorry I got your name wrong, bro, if I did. But he's a Ruby card. Look how much he sells for. 750 MyTeam points. Now we're talking about 28,000 MyTeam points. Oh my gosh, bro, that's another major change. It's a good change. It's another good change, man. I'm very excited about that, but I'm also curious on how we can increase that, because how can 28,000 be higher? I think I know what it is, though. I think I know what it is. So the way that you'll be able to increase the value of a card that's already valued at 28,000 quick sell will be through the card grading service. So if you guys aren't familiar with 2K, in previous years we had a card grading service where I kind of show you guys here, where you would send your cards in. You'll send them out for, like, however long, depending on the gem color, depending on how long the card will be out of your collection. But then you would then receive the card back with a certain grade, and it'll let you know how much more MT that you can make per game. Now it seems like 2K has kind of revamped that whole idea, where pretty much if you send your card in to get it graded, it will now increase the quick sell value of the card. And they kind of go into the detail about it right here in this line. In NBA 2k24, you'll definitely want to send cards out to be graded whenever possible, as receiving a flawless 10 will dramatically increase the sale of your player card. So if you were to have, so let's say this is a base Patrick Ewing, no grade, 28,000. For example, we don't know what the number will be, but a 10 graded flawless Patrick Ewing could go maybe upward of maybe 100,000 MT. So grading your cards will be vital. And one other thing that they added that I think is an absolute W is found in the next line. One more thing with card grading, it is no longer a one and done choice. So in previous years, you could send a card in, it give you a really low rating and your card was completely ruined because nobody wants really low graded cards in their lineup or whatever it may have been. Now you can regrade your previously graded card 2 more times, so 3 times in total, to hopefully get that high grade that you're looking for, unless you get all low grades, and at that point you played yourself. But at the end of the day, this is another great change to the game, and I'm happy that they're doing this because it kind of sucked, you know, sending your card in to get graded, getting something low and not being able to do anything about it except for just kind of take it on the chin. With this change, not only is now grading your card more, you know, have more value, quite like in both ways, it now actually has a reason to do it, and this is another great change. 2K is really trying to slide right now. They really sliding right now. So another highlight in this blog is going to be the pack market. For those who don't understand what the pack market is, I'll show you what it was in previous years. Let me go over here and find it for you guys right quick. The pack market was pretty much where you were able to kind of get all the cards. So we look at the pack market now. Yes, it is the end of the year, but you spent MT or VC, you were able to get all these different cards. For example, all these different cards, I mean, all these packs had all these cards available. You would get them at random. You would spend X amount of, you know, currency. You would then get a chance at either a couple of those cards, whatever it may have been, okay? Now, with this being said, they have made pretty big changes to the pack market. First and foremost, the first change I want to show you guys here is actually something that the 2K community, well, my team community, has been looking for very, like, you know, we've been looking for this. So for like, they did it one time last year. They finally added it to the game. New releases in the pack market will not only feature improved odds. I'm gonna show you guys what the previous odds were, bro. Let me see if I can pull up the previous odds. Boom. See, this isn't a good example because you have 100% on everything, right? You have 100% on everything. These are great odds. Let's go look at the previous seasons. Let's go look at the previous seasons here right quick. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back down to like when it was like season 3 or something like that, right? Bro, you had a 0, like, even though during the time there were no dark matters, if you look at the percentages were extremely low for some of the best cards in the game during that time. This is season 3, so the best cards were probably Galaxy Opal. You had a 12% chance. Yes, it does make sense, but you guys had to kind of be there to kind of experience what it was like. Getting these cards were extremely hard, the odds were really low, and the community was kind of in an uproar, and that's why they're highlighting that now we have increased odds for the pack market now. So now when you spend your money in the game, it actually seems like it's gonna have some value to it now. W. But the pack market will also include more options for guaranteed pools with fan favorite packs and more. So now we're gonna get, oh my gosh, 2K, come on now, y'all sliding. To do that, there's more equal chance and option packs. Equal chance packs means you have equal chances to get whatever amount of cards. They all have the same percentage chance to be able to pop up. And then option packs where you can pick which cards you want out of whatever pack you choose. Wow, this is nice. Along with new Prime Box. These 5-pack boxes guarantee a top tier player from that release, as well as multiple equal chance packs and option packs. And for the first time ever in the pack mark, a Hall of Fame badge is also included in the Prime Box. Pretty much what 2K is doing is listening to the community. Not only will your MT or your VC spent on packs now have more value and actually mean something, you'll get something back in return for the money you invested. Instead of, like, you know, uploading X amount of VC and not getting anything for it. This is great. This is great. So for the no money spent guys, this is gonna kind of hurt you all because obviously you guys aren't spending any money. Therefore, access to, like, you know, the guaranteed cards or the equal chance or the option isn't gonna be as accessible for you all. Hopefully 2K can kind of supplement that through a lot of good reward cards and things of that nature. But as of right now, if you're spending money, bro, you're up. You're gonna be able to get the best cards in the game. You're gonna be able to more than likely dominate the game. And quite frankly, that's just what it is. Now, we had the normal Patrick Ewing up here, and it looks like we're transitioning into a hollow Patrick Ewing, and this is actually a pretty massive change here. I already read through this blog, like I said before. Hollow cards also need a shiny shout out here, as they will still drop from packs and boxes in the pack market, which is great. Now it seems like, oh wow, this is crazy. Previously, hollow player cards were just a flex. They were. If you had a hollow card, oh, that's cool. But now it seems they will also bring a massive 4 times multiplier to the card's sale value. For example, that Ruby, so they're talking about this card up here, that 28,000 MT quick sell for Patrick Ewing will now be over 100,000 MT, all because it was a hollow. 2K, man, let me give y'all another round of applause, man. Wow. Because honestly, if you were to get a hollow card and then hold up, they talk about, and even more if you send it out to bro. So if you get a hollow card and you grade it, think about how much bread you could get for that. 112,000, then you get it at 10 flawless. Boy, you can really make some MT. This is actually really cool. This is pretty cool. So now they're just adding more value to getting, like, you know, shiny cards, aka hollows. Let me see if I have any. We don't even need to go look at that, but ultimately this is a great change for 2K, giving people who do invest money into the game or who do get hollow cards, actually there's a reason to have them now. There's a reason to have them instead of just collect them. This is a great change. Now, apparently this is the third and the last really big change that 2K has made this year, and it involves season changes in XP. So in previous years at 2K, I can kind of give you guys an example here. If you guys look in that top right, you guys can see I'm level 10, 3,000, added 3,050 to be able to move forward. So in previous years, you could go over here, go to your season agendas, and you could knock out these different tasks that gave you X amount of XP to then level you up every single time. It seems like now moving forward, you don't need to do those different challenges. Yes, you probably still be able to, but let's read this line right here. This year, all you need to do to earn XP in MyTeam is to play the game. Before you had to, put shoes on X amount of players. Make sure you grade this card, do all these different things. Now, all you have to do is play the game, win or lose. Every game you complete will now give you more XP, thus leveling you up. That's great. And honestly, this is good. This is a very good change, I feel as though, because now instead of having to jump through hoops just to gain, level up each season, you can now just play the game, win games, lose games, no matter what you do, and still make progression. Now it's about who's going to grind the most, and ultimately that's how it should have been in the first place. Another cool thing to highlight is now we have the double XP MT coin. So I'm not sure if you guys play My Career, or if you're even new to the game. Basically, these coins here will now double the amount of XP you earn for just playing the game. So in My Career they had it, they have now implemented it in MyTeam. So now when you're playing the game, you can pop one of these coins and get double the amount of experience, thus helping you progress through the seasons a lot quicker. So this is what we should expect going into season 1 of NBA2k24 MyTeam. First and foremost, at level 1, we'll all be receiving a free agent LeBron James. Now with that being said, free agent cards can only play but for so many games. So if you guys are going to use them, make sure you guys use them wisely. So we'll be able to get this card as soon as we load into the game. We'll all be able to get this LeBron James, and I think that's an absolute W. Always a really great card in MyTeam. Now, there is one thing I do want to make sure we highlight here. Is going to be this. For season 1 player reward cards on the free pass side, look to add players with competitive or inspiring connections to Kobe Bryant. So y'all know it's NBA2k24. Everything's dedicated to the Kobe Bean Bryant. If y'all see, I got it all the way right over here. It's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player of all time. So the cards that we'll be able to earn throughout our season through the free pass and even the competitive pass, of course, is going to be cards that are either, somebody just well connected to him, just somebody who he played with or competed against. And I think that's a great way to kind of start it off with Phil Jackson being one of his coaches, being also something that we can also earn as well. Now it seems like the level 40 reward for the free pass in season 1 is going to be Kyrie Irving. Hopefully, bro, 2K, please make small guard cards worth it this year. Kyrie Irving is one of the most dynamic scorers we've seen in real life. So I feel like in these 2K games, he should be, not obviously he should be stoppable, but boy, it should be hard to stop him in the right hands. So I'm praying that, hopefully they make this Kyrie Irving a really great card. It seems like you get 2 different variations. So if you go with the free pass, you'll get this one. If you go with the Hall of Fame, or I forget the other one, what it's called, it looks like you get a different color art. I'm not sure if the cards are going to be different, like in regards to their stats or anything, but in terms of the way they look, this one is straight gas. This one is still fire, but this is gas, bro. Look at the way they did his name and everything like that. So just know I'll be buying the season pass, and we'll be going between both passes to see which one is better and which one is more worth it. But as of right now, this is pretty cool. This is really cool. And now it also seems that there's one other thing that they added. For those who are ashes, yeah, so also while you're grinding through the pass, you'll be able to get 20k MT 45 VC, and that's only for the Pro Pass and Hall of Fame guys. So if you aren't getting, if you're not spending the money for the Battle Pass, pretty much, you're not able to get this extra VC or MT, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm wondering if for the free pass, you'll be able to earn anything besides player cards. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping so, because that just makes sense, but we'll see. Now, we have this Brandon Roy card, and just in case y'all don't know, Brandon Roy is one of my favorite MyTeam cards, period. In previous years on TikTok, I've made videos begging 2K to please release a Brandon Roy card. They did it one year. I was greatly appreciative, and now it looks like he's gonna be one of the first cards that we can get in season 1. I'm gonna be getting Brandon Roy. There is no question about it. Whatever needs to be done, I will be doing it. But with that being said, it seems like they're also adding values to tokens, which is something that we all really wanted, because tokens were something that you earned from playing 2K. You earned it in Triple Threat, you earned it in various game modes, and those tokens were normally used to either buy certain cards, buy badges, whatever it may be. But it seems like the tokens for this year are now all dictated to get you certain cards, and you need each one of those cards along with Kyrie Irving, along with everything else from the Battle Pass, to ultimately get this Brandon Roy, and that is all highlighted in this section right here. So pretty much you can earn tokens. You need the cards that you can get from the tokens, because the tokens expire at the end of every season. Before, tokens lasted you the whole entire time. You can collect upwards of thousands of them. Now the tokens are only off a seasonal basis. You'll need to use your tokens to basically gain all the cards of that season, thus making the grind so much more, you know, worth it, because now when you grind, this is the ultimate goal, is getting this Brandon Roy card. It's not just grinding aimlessly. You're grinding to get certain cards to be able to get the ultimate reward, which in season 1 will be Brandon Roy, and I can guarantee you I will get Brandon Roy. I may not be first, but I'm gonna get Brandon Roy. Now, one thing's for certain, I'm not going to dive too deep into this whole entire blog, because this vlog is very heavy. I'm really here to point out some of the most important things. So when it comes to the salary cap and multiple game modes, pretty much if you're playing on next gen, you'll be able to play cross generation. So what that means, well, not cross generation, but cross platform. So pretty much if you're on Xbox, you'll be able to play PlayStation and vice versa. So with that being said, there's going to be a lot easier matchmaking when it comes to the queues. I wonder who's going to be better, Xbox or PlayStation. Me personally, I have both consoles, so technically I'm both. So I see myself, you know, obviously top of the line type of player. I'm not going to lose too much, but at the end of the day, man, it seems like this multiplayer is going to be a great, well, not a great addition, but just overall a great way to play the game now, because there will now be more players playing. On the salary cap mode, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not too familiar with it, but of course, when the game does come out, I'll make a whole different video kind of detailing how it works and kind of what I noticed about it. If you guys want to read, make sure you guys visit 2K, the Courtside report number 6, to kind of understand a little bit more. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but it just seems like there's just more ways to play the game online, the new game mode. So 2K is really just changing it up. Now, one thing I do want to emphasize is this. We have a championship weekend in Unlimited. So Unlimited is the game mode, kind of like in MyTeam, that was the premier game mode, is where you put your best team out there to compete against other people's best teams. Now it seems like on the weekend, if you win 4 out of 7 games, your team is now going to get a trophy, and that trophy will now have value to obviously help you earn different things in MyTeam overall. And I think that's a great addition. Now, not only are you playing Unlimited for a reason, but now specifically on the weekends when everybody's able to play, it'll be more competitive, because you got to win 4 out of 7 games, which personally, I don't think that's a little bit too, I don't think that's that hard, but at the end of the day, I think it's great, because now we have like the animation, like where they're gonna be winning the championship, like we see my guy Joker, because if y'all haven't noticed, your boy from Colorado, so shout out to Nicola for bringing us the championship. Great dude, great player, greatest in the league right now, and greatest in the world actually. But overall, I think what 2K is doing is great. I think MyTeam has been taking a lot of W's this year, and multiplayer is gonna be very interesting, and I'll be making another video in that regard later this season. Now, the next thing to emphasize here will be coaches boost and in-game updates. So now this is actually kind of interesting. If we look at this coach, Chris Finch here, game trigger, your team forces 2 consecutive turnovers in the first half, and now your team will get these different effects, and then it ends if the lead changes. So not only will our coaches upgrade our players' stats, but it seems like depending on the coach, you can get certain boosts based off of how you're playing. This is a new interesting change because I wonder how the difference, because obviously he's an emerald card. I wonder if the different tiers of cards are obviously will have different game triggers and also different effects, but this is a new way to kind of go about it. If you know that you're really good at defense, and like, you know what, I want to improve my players X, Y, and Z based off of my defense, you can find a coach that can kind of fit that. And ultimately, this is pretty unique. And I wonder how this is going to play out over the year as the coaches get better, but an interesting change for sure. And one thing I just noticed by reading this again, now, for example, of those of you who complete the Mamba Moments mode, you'll receive an exclusive Amethyst Kobe Bryant coach card. During the fourth quarter of a game, Coach Mamba will improve all your players' blinders badge to at least gold, while players who already have the blinders badge will be boosted to Hall of Fame. This adds a completely different way to kind of have a strategy in my team. So if I have that Kobe Bryant coach, right, and I know my players all have, you know, some type of blinders or no blinders, having that Kobe Bryant coach in the fourth quarter, they'll all get blinders, thus making my team that much better, or being able to have a skill that they didn't have for the previous other quarters. This is different, and I'm really interested to see what this actually means, because if these coaches are going to have abilities like that, imagine how creative or what you could do if you pair up your team with the right coach with your play style. I'm not gonna lie, this is interesting, and we're gonna dive into this a lot more as the season progresses, of course, but there's a lot that 2K has changed when it comes to my team, and quite frankly, this is a lot. Like, this is a long video, but ultimately, wow, y'all. So that's all I really can say is just wow. So this is gonna kind of give us an idea of what day one 2K will look like. It seems like when you first load up the game, you'll be able to pick from your favorite franchise starter pack. So if you like the Lakers, you like the Knicks, whatever it may be, you'll be able to pick up their starter pack. You'll get 13 players, including 5 Lakers players, 1 evolution card, a Lakers icon, statement, and association jerseys, their logo, their arena and court floor, and plus a little bit more. So it seems like if you like a certain team or you have like a certain player you want to try to get and hopefully it's in those cards, make sure you pick that franchise. I myself, I'm probably going to pick the Nuggets. I don't have a favorite team in the NBA. I just love basketball. I just love the NBA, but I'm from Colorado, so you know I got to rep for the home city one time for the one time. But there's one thing I do want to emphasize here. There's going to be an evolution starter card. It's a card that starts off as a gold, but then is able to go to an emerald. That means that obviously the stats will get better and everything like that, but you can do this 30 times for each team in the NBA. So once you complete one team, you can then get all the different teams. So you can go from the Lakers to the Magic, and pretty much you'll do that by completing Domination. Domination is a simulated game where you play the CPU with your MyTeam. You have to earn 2 stars based off what I see here, and that's how you'll be able to earn all the team's different starter kits, which will be important if you're going to be a card collector or just somebody who's trying to get the best team possible. One other thing to emphasize here will be the fact that we will all get an Emerald Derek Fisher. This Derek Fisher will be a card that we will all have to use to pretty much go through the objectives to that way better our MyTeam. So make sure you guys are using that Derek Fisher on day 1 and knocking out his objectives, because he's going to help us be able to earn this Robert Horry that you see is kind of shattered. So apparently that's a new thing that they're adding to MyTeam this year, is going to be these shattered cards where you're going to have to find each individual pieces through various mini games, game modes, agendas, whatever it may be, to build out these cards to thus make your team a little bit better. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. You know I'm gonna have the content for you all, of course, but at the end of the day, make sure you guys are doing your agendas. We'll be going through that and kind of like how to navigate the screens and everything like that on day 1. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel, because we'll be locked in all NBA 2k24. Now, one other thing I did want to emphasize is this: the team management. So in previous years, you could only basically do your 13 team lineup. You had your starting 5 and your 7 players up under. Oh yeah, was that right? Yeah, I think it's 7 or 8, one of the two. Either way, you will basically only be able to do that type of lineup, and that's it. It seems like in this year, you'll now be able to customize your triple threat team. So if you have a certain 3 players that you love to play with, or that you're trying to level up or do agendas with, you can now build that one team and be able to select them whenever you're playing the game. So if you're sweating in the limited, sweating online while you're doing triple threat, you'll have that team set up for that. If you're offline trying to, just get XP done, you'll have your team for that. And honestly, I think that's a great addition for the life of the game, making it a little bit easier for everybody who's playing. So as we get to the end of this blog, one thing that they kind of dropped the ball with, well, 2K, that 2K dropped the ball with last year was nobody knew what this collector level prize was. Collector level means you collected the X amount of cards throughout the whole entire year, and like some people do this competitively, or just, you know, this is like what they kind of pride their content on, is where I got all the cards in the game, thus you got rewarded for doing that. Last year, the best card that you could get for the whole collector level was Rashard Lewis, and nobody knew that until the end of the year. Well, fortunately this year they let us know that we'll be getting Kobe Bean Bryant for our collection reward, for the highest collector reward overall. So I believe, let's see, we won't get more detail about it until April, but it seems like he's gonna be the grand prize for what we can earn for being a collector this year, which I honestly think is a great way to kind of do it. Let us know what we're getting, so that way we know what we're striving for, so that way we don't feel like it's a lost cause for when we get to the end and like, I don't even want this card, you know what I'm saying? So Kobe Bryant is going to be our nice end collector reward, and I think that's a great overall. But one other thing I do want to emphasize is this: at launch, NBA Series 1, which is a set of cards that you'll be able to earn, has 450 cards. So if you're going to be grinding for a collector level, that's a whole lot of grinding, gang, but we're going to be doing it. One thing, we will be doing it. And if you complete all those sets, you'll be able to get an Amethyst Bam or an Amethyst Jamal Murray, depending on which divisions you get done. So if you do both, obviously you get both cards. And ultimately, bro, this just seems like a W. This seems like there's a reason to play the game. If you collect 500 cards, you'll get Sean Marion as a reward card. So now there's just a reason to grind. They're kind of giving you the stepping stones of what you'll need to do to kind of accomplish this. And overall, I can't complain. I cannot complain. They already let you know what the collector level is. I'm gonna be grinding for that Kobe Bryant, and obviously every card in between. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, because we'll have all the content here for you guys throughout the whole entire year. Scout's honor. Scout's honor indeed. Now, closing remarks. If we're being honest, this is probably my longest YouTube video I've ever done, just going through this whole entire Courtside report. We've talked about, you know, the different structural changes they have as far as, you know, the MyTeam points, the gems that you'll be able to receive per season, card values, how they're going to be doing the pack market. There's just so much they went over. Honestly, a lot of these things are great. They're gonna help the longevity of the game, I feel as though, and also like the quality of life of the game, just kind of helping, not necessarily so much the no money spent guys, because I gotta see how the grind is gonna be for you all, but the all money spent guys, if you're spending money on the game, you'll get that value back, which I think is overall a great thing that 2K has done, because previously you could spend a lot of money on the game and just not feel rewarded for it. All these changes are going to be interesting to see. We'll go into more detail of them throughout the season. Of course, this is just kind of give us an overview what 2K has to offer. Next week we're going to be grinding hard, trying to get, you know, all the cards that we can. And as of right now, I think this might be one of the better seasons when it comes down to MyTeam. We have a lot of cool additions, a lot of new things, a lot of quality of life things that they have changed, and overall, man, I'm excited. And I hope you guys are excited too. Well, this is gonna wrap up this video, so make sure you guys like and subscribe. It's your boy Ked, and I hope you guys enjoyed your time on my channel, and until next time.